Oh, me too. Okay, yeah, I'm over on Ash Street. Right by one. Yep, yep. We call it the suburbs.
They told me it was far.
Yeah, that's an old. Morning.
Okay, we're streaming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be taking
At least
pictures.
it seems like we are.
On the social media manager, so we'll be blasting that out.
Yeah, it's well, you know, all that's up for.
So we're live now. So
Cover this area. Usually there's laying around all over the place.
but nobody's watching yet, so we're
Okay, yeah.
It's up.
we're live now. So,
Okay, thank you.
but nobody's on.
Well, I'm not sure anybody knows it's there.
Right, but it also records it. So.
Right. That's the important.
They found that having somebody.
Students who are not signed up for any flex time activity, please report to the auditorium for the electric bus celebration. Any students who signed up to take the MDIHS with Ms. Coleman, please report to room 135.
No, I just don't want to root.
Go ahead, honey. Okay.
Coming in here.
Hey, Kaden. How you doing, buddy? I'm good. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Please come to the main office. Mariana, Edward Pena, Leah Carroll, Bailey Goodell, Ryan Mitchell, Jack White, Beth Ann Kohler, Lucas Jordan, Amaya Eddy, Morgan Ford, Caroline Munson, Beth Terrence, Olivia Gray. Please come to the main office.
You walk so fast. Do you want to come down here?
There's no way you signed up for what Miles, I sort of know because he doesn't on. I don't know. I don't.
But when it's gone,
So one of my friends wanted to
Hey, Teach.
all right, I think we're just about ready. Thank you for choosing to join us this morning as we officially welcome our electric school bus to our fleet. We have a number of people who are going to come up and talk about the process and the results of driving the bus. And I just wanted to say a few things before we started. First of all, I'm just really excited about this opportunity. Let me hold on to that. So the advent of the electric bus is another example of why MDI High School is a place that we can be proud of with our work fighting climate change, as evidenced in our recognition by the 2020 Green Ribbon Award from the U.S. Department of Education. A couple of examples that I don't need to remind everybody about, and yet still I want to because I have the opportunity. We have a solar array on our school that provides the vast majority of the power that we use at school. We have an electric vehicle charging station generously donated to us through a Climate to Thrive, who has been an incredible partner in all of these projects that we've worked on, including the electric bus, including the solar panels, and the EV charging station. The electric bus has been running for several months and working well. We're going to hear more about that in a few minutes. And then we have our student leadership and our project legacy, which is championed by our ECO team, and that talks about education around climate change initiatives and climate change reality, important changes around carbon emissions that our school makes, and then about the social justice impacts of climate change. And I'm really proud of that work. We're going to hear from a student about that in a few minutes. So that's enough for me. Next, I'd like to welcome Dan Burgess. He's here representing the Governor's Office of Energy.
morning. Great, can you hear me? Good morning. I know it's the first day back to school, but good morning, everyone. Great to be with you. Thank you so much for having me. So I'm the director of the governor's energy office. So I work for the governor, and I'm here on her behalf to congratulate you all in this momentous achievement. This is really a significant day in Maine's transportation history. This is the first electric school bus in the state, the first of what we hope to be many. And you all are really leading the way in making that happen. I guess not surprising, given the green ribbon commission, the solar that you have on the roof. It's just really exciting to be here and to have toured the bus. I will say that if you put this into context, if you look at kind of Maine's trajectory, we have some of the most ambitious clean energy and climate targets in the country. We have a requirement that 80% of our electricity come from renewable energy by 2030. We have emissions reductions requirements for 2030 and 2050, and the governor has committed us to be carbon neutral by 2045. So it is projects like this. Actually, the most emissions come from the transportation sector for Maine. More than half of our emissions come from the cars we drive, from the trucks and the buses that transport us and goods. And so on the electric vehicle side, we're incentivizing charging, we're incentivizing rebates and purchases. But these larger vehicles like this school bus are really where the opportunity will continue to be. And I think your leadership in making this happen really will begin to move Maine forward in this. And so really wanted to say congratulations to everyone involved, DOT, DEP, Climate to Thrive, everyone here at the school that was involved in making this happen. Hopefully this is the first of many. So thank you and congratulations.
Before I introduce Doug, who's our driver and one of the two individuals primarily responsible for going through the process of procuring this bus for us, I want to recognize Butch Bracey, who retired in July, or the last day of June. Butch and Doug were the driving forces behind bringing this bus on campus. So thank you to Butch and the driver of the hour. Doug, come on up.
You may notice the matching theme in all our masks. I asked Casey Jordan to make up these masks just for this benefit. So Casey, I don't see you out there, but thank you to you and your mother. About a little over 2 years ago, the summer of 2019, I was speaking with John Archer, a member of a Climate to Thrive, and he asked, would we consider using an electric school bus? I didn't even know they existed. So I researched it, Googled electric bus, and found that yes, they are available, and it really made sense for our situation. So I looked further into it, and I found out the price tag, $350,000. We could have bought 4 regular school buses for that price. So I kind of let it go. I knew there was nothing in our budget for that. Then shortly after, we found out about this grant program, money supplied through the Volkswagen emissions fraud settlement. And then we talked more seriously about it. Butch and I put the grant application together. And again, I wasn't expecting to get the full $280,000. They were going to supply 80% of the funds. I didn't expect that, but the state came through. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you to the Maine DOT. And the bus was then delivered June 30th. Butch's final day at work. That was a great retirement gift to Butch. And we've been using the bus since the start of school. I travel about 100 miles per day going to HGTC, two trips per day to HGTC. I put about 100 miles on the bus. When I come back and plug it back in the afternoon, there's still about 25 to 30% of the battery remaining. So it's really doing what we had hoped. It's working out real well for us. No emissions. When the sun's shining, it plugs into the solar panels on the roof. So our costs are very low. We expect we'll save about $5,000 in diesel fuel. We'll save, that's per year. we'll save about $2,000 per year in maintenance costs, no oil changes, no filter changes. And so we're real happy with it. I'm enjoying driving it. Hope you all get a chance to ride it once in a while.
The next person I'd like to introduce, and Doug has already mentioned, Lynn Cady. She was a great help on the government side of helping us procure this bus. So Lynn Cady is here. She is the chief of the Air Quality Bureau for the Department of Environmental Protection.
Okay. Good morning. Yes, I'm Lynn Cady. I do work in the Bureau of Air Quality at the Maine Department of Environmental Protection. I'm the Mobile Sources Section Chief. So good morning. I'm very excited to be here today to celebrate Maine's first electric school bus. As you know, Maine Mount Desert Island High School applied in a competitive application process for a vehicle replacement and was selected to be the first electric school bus in Maine. Maine Mount Desert Island High School is able to purchase this electric school bus with support from Volkswagen settlement funds administered by me at the Maine Department of Environmental Protection. Initiated by Doug Van Water and Butch Tracy, the electric school bus project was enthusiastically approved by Principal Matt Haney, and with the help of the Maine Mount Desert Island grassroots organization and Climate to Thrive, they selected their bus from Lion Electric, and they selected their charging infrastructure. The new electric school bus replaces an aging diesel bus and will save, as Doug pointed out, over $5,000 annually in fuel and maintenance costs. With the expected range of 125 miles after overnight charging at the school during low demand, the bus will serve at least 2 daily routes. Up to 71 students will be riding in a state-of-the-art school bus with no exposure to harmful diesel exhaust. Mount Desert Island High School will be part of an annual study including electric and transit buses from Vermont. This pilot will evaluate the feasibility and cost effectiveness of electric buses and electric vehicle supply equipment under conditions comparable to conventional diesel-powered buses. This will include evaluating year-round a full range of route conditions and settings, such as rural and urban routes in each of our states, as well as quantifying the reductions in nitrogen oxides and greenhouse gas emissions. The pilot and report will be used to encourage and inform the legislature, future electric bus purchases by Maine agencies, school districts, and school bus contractors operating in Maine. There are currently 2 funding opportunities administered by the U.S. EPA for school bus replacement for cleaner diesel or alternative fuel school buses, including electric. The American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 appropriated $7 million to EPA for activities that identify and address disproportionate environmental or public health harms and risks in minority populations or low-income populations under the Diesel Emission Reduction Act program. The American Rescue Plan will fund up to $300,000 for an electric school bus identified in underserved communities nationwide. The second program available under the Diesel Emission Reduction Act will reimburse 25% for replacement of a diesel bus, school bus, and 45% for an electric school bus for all districts. The deadline is November 5th. The old diesel school buses are scrapped to accelerate fleet turnover and reduce the overall emission exposure to students and communities. Yarmouth School Department and SEER Bus Services, which operates in Old Town, have recently applied for electric school buses under DARE. And finally, Maine is proposing to adopt California's Advanced Clean Trucks Regulation, which requires manufacturers to invest and produce more zero-emission trucks and school buses. So beginning in 2025, manufacturers will be required to sell a percentage of their annual sales in Maine as zero-emission vehicles, including school buses. I thank you for your time, and I hope some of you will consider a future career in environmental studies. Thank you.
And our last speaker today is one of the architects of Project Legacy. She is a junior here at MDI High School, Sophia Anderson. Come on.
Hello. Okay. Hello, I'm Sophia Anderson, and I'm a junior, and I'm co-president of the Mount Desert Island High School Eco Team. The Eco Team is a group of passionate people working towards making our school as environmentally sustainable as possible. Last year, we finalized something called Project Legacy. Project Legacy's intention was to ensure that the school continues to minimize its negative environmental impacts even after the Eco Team members graduate. Last spring, the school board signed off on our proposed list of commitments, which included the goal of becoming carbon neutral by 2030 and carbon negative by 2050. The purchase of the electric bus was an incredibly important step in reaching these goals, and I thank everyone involved with this purchase. Transportation accounts for 29% of greenhouse gas emissions nationwide, and in Maine, that percentage skyrockets to 54%. This number has been increasing over the past few decades, according to a report by the Maine Climate Council. Electric vehicles provide the opportunity to use renewably sourced energy instead of fossil fuels for transportation. Converting to electric vehicles is a major step in reducing the carbon emissions of transportation across the state. In addition, electric vehicles reduce the amount of car sickness and respiratory distress since there are no harsh diesel fumes and no loudly rattling engine. The electric bus will help to build a healthier community all around Mount Desert Island while also reducing our contribution to global climate change. But we have to keep in mind that obtaining this bus is just one step towards our independence from fossil fuels. MDIHS has to continue to establish its legacy as a sustainable school for the sake of all our students and staff, as well as for the sake of the precious woods and mountains that surround us. To conclude, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today and hope you'll continue to make your best effort in supporting and assisting the school's journey towards our climate and sustainability goals.
So what's next is the question. This is an incredible step. This electric bus is making a real and tangible difference. And in the grand scheme of things, it's just an example, right? The responsibility we have after being given this opportunity is very real. So that's what today is about spreading the word about electric transportation, alternative fuels, solar panels, and all the things that we're working on here at school to earn that. We have to continue to earn that green ribbon designation. So what I would like to invite us all to do now is to head out the back of the theater, straight out the door, and the bus itself, the star of today's show, is right outside the door. So thank you for coming, and head outside.
Yeah. It kills it. I remember your mom talking about it. We really.
Yes.